I reviewed all the schools in the surroundings, asked for classes, what kind of classes, programs, timetables, and whatever. And I ended up in AIA for two main reasons. I decided to go for American English, and AIA was more accessible than other schools. On AIA, my experience, they have a broader view. So they just give you some kind of a short interview and they place you in the class that should fit you the best. And if it's not right, you can move, obviously. So I started thinking about a more classical English school, and I was really positively surprised for me and for my kids as well, because for me, you know, you expect classes, most schools are focused on exams. So you do the class because you want to get an exam. Here you do the class because you want to improve your knowledge on the language, on the culture. So this is what struck me the most. So you start in really going deep in the culture. You have small talks, you have different topics, but going deeply in the topics and discussing them in the day by day life. So what I like about AIA is that it allows different teachers to have different styles. So maybe you can fit better with one or the other. I have to say that changing teaching experiences really allowed me to have to get more of my experience. And for my kids, Saturday morning was more an interactive class. So you teach something that in the, again, experiencing the language instead of sitting in a classroom and receiving some information about present perfect or whatever, you do some activities. I managed to go to a 4th of July party, and I brought my two kids. So this was quite a funny party because I had the very first experience about American football. So I still remember many very kind guys, and Jason among them, trying to explain me how to throw this egg-shaped ball that you have to throw in a way that you have to turn your hand to give it some kind of a momentum. So it was very difficult, because first attempt, you just have something spinning around like this, that it's not the way. So touching this kind of a sport and sharing some comments and having obviously hamburger and rooster, and my kids like this way, this open air party that it was about, and they really liked it, and they wanted to try the very heavy helmet and protection that you put on when you play. And they took a picture of me and my kids. And the funny part is that the next year, to promote the other 4th of July party, they used this picture, and I didn't know. So I was just told by a friend of mine, yeah, you are in the piccolo. In the what, sorry? What is this? Wow, this picture for me and my kids. My kids were enthusiastic about this. Yeah, we are on the piccolo. We are famous. When we moved online last year, I was again a bit frightened because, online, Zoom, yeah, I can hear you properly. I had headphones that wasn't very good in quality, so I'm missing something. I don't understand. I can express whatever. And then when Caroline started calling in some friends, so having these other Americans and trying to keep an open dialogue with them, it was really difficult, not difficult in a negative way, but it was challenging. Caroline and her colleagues were able to transform what could have been something less. So being online is not like being present. So it's a kind of a less of a lesson. They transform it in something that was more or different than a regular lesson. So having friends coming in, experiencing different topics, sharing pictures with people on the other part of the world and expressing common concerns. So it was so strange that in a moment where everything was reducing in size, so we were more and more going in a more confined environment. So day by day used to have less space available. The online space really exploded because we were in touch with people on the other part of the world, and we were sharing comments, picture, how is going down there, what is the positivity rate, what is the COVID. So I really liked the way it moved online. So getting in touch with these real people allowed me to start dismantling the preconceptions and understanding what is this, the American way and American culture. That as every culture has the minus and the positive parts or the pros and the cons, but I just moved a bit forward and understanding the reality, not just what came to me by second or third hand experiences. So this enriched me, really. I started with the idea, yes, I will have to improve my grammar, syntax, vocabulary, writing, whatever. And I ended up doing this and improving myself in a sense. So this was something unexpected, and I really like the journey.